Welcome to Old Classic Car. Today we are back at Capesthorne Hall, so let's have a quick look at what's coming up in this video today. What a car that is. Another car I really like, the Riley 1.5, and this time it's the turn of I Spy sports cars. Wow, there's a 4-door Singer 9, that's fantastic. The Morris 8 Series 1 4-seat Tourer. Let's look at that engine. Next to Spitfire is this beautiful Hillman Minx drop-head coupe. Well, it's still early doors here at Capesthorne Hall in sunny Cheshire. This is the first Capesthorne Hall meeting, the Classic Car Show of 2023. We got here fairly early. Auto jumblers are just setting up their stalls and some of the cars are just starting to arrive, so I think we'll wander up towards the entrance and just have a look, see what's going to turn up here today. It's a 2-day event, this particular do down at Capesthorne. Jaguar is the featured marque today in front of the main house, and tomorrow it's Mercedes-Benz. Bonny little Morris Minor. Couple of classic Fords coming in, Ford Sierra and the Ford Capri. We've only been here 10 minutes, what have you bought? Eh? That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the
Castrol, yeah, scripted one. ST90, so what's that, back axle, rear axle or gearbox oil?
I just wanted it because it was the earlier design.
Yeah, definitely. That's a cracker, that, isn't it? Nice and straight as well. Proper cap. Yeah, nice find. Today I've got one of my trusty I Spy books, and this time it's the turn of I Spy sports cars, priced sixpence. How handy will this come in today? Who knows? Some little gems in here, Riley Pathfinders, Porsches, all sorts of interesting classic cars. So what will we see today, and what can we tick off from our I Spy book on this particular Capesthorne Hall Classic Car Show? Who knows? Austin Healey and a Corvette Stingray. Is that a diesel engine in that Rover P4? Ouch. Now the chat to the owner of that 58 Buick at Vauxhall Hall. If you've not seen the video yet of the Vauxhall Hall Classic Car Show, please check that one out when you're finished here. But today we are at sunny Capesthorne. 66 Ford Zodiac Mk3. Taking it very easy over the speed bump there. Some of the classic Jaguars today will be parking up in front of the main hall here at Capesthorne. I'm guessing that's the plan of these early arrivals, including that 1966 2+2 E-Type. So Morgan just waiting up for somebody. Ford Mustang. Yellow TR6, we like yellow. And behind that is that Goldfinger in the Rolls. Mighty Cadillac. Is that a Monaro? I'd just like to thank everyone who watches these classic car videos that me and Harley put together. It's a lot of fun doing these. If you see us walking around, come over and say hello if you see us at any shows like this. We have a lot of fun doing this kind of thing. And it really is appreciated, all the views and things that we do get, because comments, likes, subs and so on, welcomed as always. The Lotus XL takes it very easy over the speed hump of despair, as does this Mazda. We've got an E36 compact, the hatchback version of the 3 Series E36 range. Another compact. Another E36 compact, and a regular saloon version of the E36. A whole bevy of BMWs pulling in. An E38 7 Series on the T-plate. You should have no problem with that hump. An E39 5 Series. Last of the good looking 5 Series BMWs, I think. Triumph 2000, another E39 5 Series, E36 Cabriolet. All the BMWs are together. Look at them all. Z3s. We used to have a 2.8 Z3, a lot of fun. Huge 6-cylinder engine in the front of ours, not much else. Went like a bomb. I do like that blue. XKR Cabriolet, convertible. What's that behind? Look at that beautiful Cadillac, early 1950s as a guess. Big woofly V8, what a stunning car that is. Cadillac Fleetwood. An 8 Series BMW, an E33 Series. The Jensen CV8 that we see at many events. Big Chrysler V8 under the fiberglass bonnet on that car. A 5 Series, an E28. MGTF, or is it an F? And the Mini takes it very easy over the speed hump. Look at more Jaguars, well, Jaguar and a Daimler. There's an M100 Series Lotus Elan taking it very easy over that hump. I can well understand why we took it very slowly indeed this morning in the MX-5. Stunning Porsche there. Now, is that a 912? It's on a 67 plate. In the distance there is the Lovell Telescope at Jodrell Bank. Super Smart XJ Series 2 on an S plate. Sierra Sapphire Cosworth takes it very easy over the hump. The next classic car pulling in, there's a beautiful little HA Vauxhall Viva. That's a 1966 car. Followed by another early MX5, VW Scirocco, and a Mark II Golf GTI. There's a beautiful Humber Super Snipe. What a car that is. Very late example of the MGB Roadster. Little Morris van burbles in. What a little cracker that is. What a beautiful old matchless there. A Toyota MR2, the Mark II, I think. MGTF, many CCs. This magnificent Mercedes Fintail. Wow. Mercedes 220. Mazda RX-7. It's a nice early RX-7, rotary engine, a bit like that RX-3 that we were looking at on the Viva Wanda. There's a video up for that one now, the Viva Wanda 2023, the classic car run, and there's a fantastic RX-3, and it's great to see that early RX-7 here. The TR4A that appears at many events. Audi TT on a Devon registration TT. That's an MX5, or rather the Unos, which is an import, Japanese market car that's been imported a bit later on. You can tell that by the square number plate on the back. A Volvo S40, we used to have one of those. Rover 75, an immaculate example there. XK8 Coupe. Big V8 engine under that bonnet. Lovely Series 3 XJ6 here. What a bobby dazzler that is on the pepper pot alley wheels. Granada. And a somewhat modified Spitfire. That takes me back. A deep bumpered early Spitfire. It was my first car pretty much. A Scimitar Coupe, the SE4. I do like those. Very smart Vauxhall Chevette there, hatchback Chevette. Scimitar SE6 going in behind that. And a Mustang behind that. Look at this, not one but two Mk2 Ford Cortina Estates, both with period roof racks. Wow, what a great pair they are. That's fantastic. So one's a 4-door and this is a 2-door. Wow. Interesting tailgate on that second one as well, the 67 with Ford embossed into it. I'm not sure what that's all about. Is that an import perhaps? Is that a different market that was originally sold in? I'm not quite sure what the story is with that, but yeah, what a great pair of classic Fords. Cars are really starting to pour in now here at Capesthorne Hall. Many classic cars, all shapes and sizes and ages. Not seen too much pre-war content yet. We had the lovely Rolls Royce a little while ago, the yellow and black car. I'm hoping we'll see a few more pre-war cars before the day is through. Another really smartly turned out dolly. Beautiful Vitesse convertible here on a 66 plate, 1966. Isn't that a beauty? Of course, a separate chassis on these. Now here's that VW based Puma. If memory serves, that was Brazilian car. Yeah, Sao Paulo on the plate there on the back. Now we've got a Toyota MR2 Mark 1. A Corvette and the Zodiac. Swish looking car that is. Series 1 XJ going into the public car park. Oh, lovely little Fiat 500. Jaguar Mk2. Got a Ford Thunderbird. Lovely V8 XJ. Yeah. They also had a later XK on the Weaver Wonder just last weekend. Another beauty here. Wow, Mark 1. Either a 2.4 or I think it's a 3.4. Leather bonnet straps, green painted wires. What a stunning car that is. I do like that a lot. I've got a Monaro, aren't those Australian? Badged up as a Vauxhall, but that's a Monaro, the big V8. A Mark 3 Triumph GT6 here. Burbling in gently, the big 2-litre straight 6 under that bonnet. Got an XJ40 series XJ6 here. Loads of Jaguars here today, being the featured mark. So an interesting Mazda, the MX6. Don't see many of those coupes now.
Quite nice looking car.
Yeah. Very, very clean 2-door Ranger there. Fairly early Range Rover. Cerbera there, TVR Cerbera. Mark 3 Cortina there on a P registration. Really smart 4-door car, 1.6 engine. The GXL, the upmarket version of the Mark III. Vinyl roof, metallic paint, quad headlamps, rose style wheels, the bee's knees of the early 1970s. The Ford Capri Mark 1, a 1300L. A car you always promise yourself, it's said in the advertising of the day for those. He's following in the Lotus Elise, Toyota Celica there. Followed by the pickup version of the Mark III Cortina, all the way from South Africa, this one, if memory serves. We see this at a few events now. It's got a 2.5 badge on the front wing there. The Morris Tourer, little cabriolet, convertible rather, 1965. The Singer Vogue version of the Hillman Hunter, the Hillman Minx, the Arrow series car, as it was known back in the Roots Group days. The Singer Vogue, that was quite an upmarket version, that was. Metallic paint, pretty much the last gasp of the Singer name. Mark II MX5, MR2, TR6 and a Volvo V70. What's that motorcycle just behind the Volvo? Lovely old Norton. Gentleman in the MGF is a follower of the Old Classic Car channel, so thanks to him for that. If you know anyone else who might find these videos of interest, please send a link to them. The more the merrier. There's a tribute there to the ProDrive prepared Subaru Impreza World Rally cars. Memories of Richard Burns and Colin McRae with that one. Great set of 10-inch mini lights on that Mini. Lovely Elvis. So what's that, a TA14 perhaps? Another car I really like, the Riley 1.5. So it's essentially the up-spec twin carb version of the Wolseley 1500. Much modified Mini. A Riley Kestrel. Is that what, Dublin registered, something like that? Many badges. I think we saw this one at the Llandudno Transport Festival just a few weeks ago. Seems to ring a bell. An XJR, the supercharged Jag. Lovely stuff. RS2000. Great looking Mark 1 Ford Escort with bubble arches. Taking it very easy over the speed hump of despair. Another RS2000 and a Sierra Cosworth. A 2.8i Capri. Very clean Astra estate there. 65 E-Type, fixed head coupe, beautiful Series 1 car in gunmetal grey. It's a 4.2 litre that one. The Audi Quattro looks like it means business. Let's have a wander down the row. Cars are still pouring in here to Capesthorne Hall. The Mark 1 Escort follows the later Mini Cooper.
There we go. Go down up with there, thank you.
Big old Lincoln Continental, I suspect. Need to zoom out for that one. The bright yellow RS2000 electric fan whirring away there. There's not too much of a queue yet, mind you.
Thank you.
Another cracking Quattro there, followed, hotly pursued by the Mark II Vauxhall Astra GTE, quite a rare sight now. All of them were 3-door hatches if memory serves. Cavalier behind that, the Mark III Cavalier. Very fruity looking Opel Manta behind that. Many modifications there. There we go, another pre-war gem, the Dodge Victory 6, slightly later car than the 1924 Dodge that we used to have. Ours was a big 4-cylinder, whereas this is the 6-cylinder car, still on wooden wheels. Now ours didn't have front brakes. I think this one has front brakes on it, but it's very similar age. Ours was 1924, this one I'm guessing is about 26, 28, somewhere around there. What a cracking car that is. Isn't that a beautiful 356, a genuine 356 Porsche Coupe 1958. Another stunning pre-war American here. Let's have a quick look, can we see what that is? I'm not quite sure. Can we catch it up? Got a bit of a dodgy foot today, but yes, it's a Buick. What a Bobby Dazzler that is. So what year is that? 1934. Wow. Look at that, what a stunning car that is. (1934) Buick Tourer. Many badges on the front of that one. What a beautiful car that is. We need to see more pre-war cars at these events. Maybe I should get another pre-war car that's on the road. What a stunning car that is. All of these markers on here, so you can sort of judge your parking, because when you're over there, it's a right-hand drive car this one, so I'm guessing maybe it came from South Africa or Australia. But yeah, what a cracker. Let's have a stroll along here. The queues aren't as big as they were at Weston Park yet, not yet anyway. If you've not seen the Weston Park video, please check that one out when you're finished here. There's a 5 Series BMW, we saw that on the Weaver Wonder just a few days ago. SL Mercedes, the beautiful example with the roof down. Got a Carmen converted VW Golf Cabriolet.
Cheers, thank you. 2X back at the bottom. Cheers, thank you.
Two classic German open cars there. Bonny little Renault there, 1985 Renault.
Two to me, yeah.
Another one of the front wheel drive Isuzu engined Lotus Elans. We saw the yellow one driving it before, the M100 series. Escort, one of the later RS2000s, yeah. Cobra replica. That's that lovely little Renault. Is it a Renault 9? I'm pretty sure that's a Renault 9. It's like being stood next to a really interesting traffic jam. XR3i, Morris Traveller of course. Got a little Stingray over there. Mk3 Spitfire. XR3i there. With the telephone dial wheels. Mighty hot rod, a big V8 engine there, plenty of cooling with the bonnet sides off. Mark 1 Escort over the way. There's some very warm smelling engines here today. V8 TR7, presumably a Rover 3.5 litre V8. Mark 2 Cortina on the Cortina Lotus style wheels, the slightly wider steel wheels. It's that beautiful twin cam Mark 1 Escort. Capri laser here. A Lotus Europa. Some van. An XJS convertible. Nissan S-Cargo. RS2000 over the back there. Just passing this 6-cylinder Jaguar, the X300. Later cars with the V8s, the X308, but this is the X300. You can tell those because they've got a solid chrome piece all the way along the top of the bumper. The X308s, the later V8s, they just had chrome sort of quarter bumpers, if you like. Then it's painted across the centre. Yeah, very clean car. An X350. All aluminium bodied those were. A Mini, later Jaguar, Lexus Shadow 2. I'll have to stand back for that one. Triumph 2000 over there. It's a PI, it's a 2.5 PI on a J plate, so fairly early Mark II. Yeah, PI, petrol injection, pretty much the same engine as in the TR6 and the TR5. Cars are starting to queue up now. Mercedes, the 124 Estate, the well, not the W124 was the saloon, the C124 was the coupe, and the S124 was the wagon, which that is there. We used to have an E280 in that colour. Great, great cars. 3 Series BMW, another X350 XJ alongside that. Corrado G60, that was a supercharged version of the Volkswagen Corrado on an H plate. Golf. Is that the Jetta, the booted Golf? The Mark 1 over there. The Nissan Sunny, is that? Oh, I can't remember which one that is. The Sunny, yeah, the coupe version. Ooh. Still they pour in the mighty Plymouth, all the way from Indiana. over the cattle grid. That's nice, isn't it? It's a Vauxhall badge version, very similar to the Opel Monza, but that's the Vauxhall Royale, 1979. Many doggies in the back of this Daimler, the 250 Daimler with a 2.5 litre V8 engine. Most of these were autos, but several hundred were produced with a manual gearbox, and they're quite desirable now. But yeah, that's a cracking car, that is. The Moggy Tourer behind that. Escort Cosworth behind that. The Mark IV Zodiac. Beautiful TR4A in black. You don't often see them in black. Chrome wires and white walls. What a beauty, this is a Singer 9. Wowzers, a 4-door Singer 9. That's fantastic. Flying the flag for pre-war British cars, and that's what we like to see. If you come into a classic car show, you want to see classic cars. And what a beauty that little Singer is. The Ford Orion. These are starting to appear in reasonable numbers now. It's a posh one, 1.6i gear, the booted version of the Ford Escort, of course. The Vauxhall VX220, a rival of the Lotus Elise, really. BMW Z4, a front-wheel drive Triumph 1300. Super clean car, that is. Really nice little car. Of course, that's an evolution of the engine that started out life as the SC engine and the Standard 8 in the early 1950s. It was stretched to various capacities over the years. Ended up being the basis of the 6-cylinder engine, which was enlarged up to 2.5. But this has the 1296cc 4-cylinder engine under this particular bonnet. Very similar in side view to the Dolomite, but a very, very different car. Not least the fact that the Dolomite was rear-wheel drive. The mighty Princess, the Leyland Princess, the 1700 HL. Sure, the occupants of the Silver Spirit didn't even notice the cattle grid there. Lovely little GT6. An XK Jaguar. The big bumpers tell me from this angle that it's probably an XK 140. The 120 had much slimmer bumpers. Mark II Ford Escort there. The Mini taking it very easy over the cattle grid. I'm not surprised. More electric fans. Series 3 E-Type Jaguar, big 5.3 litre V12 engine, that one. Most of these were automatic, the old Borg Warner automatic. Well, some were manual. Is this a manual? Can't quite see from here. Cracking car. Incredible Cadillac here. It's on the 64 registration, B registration. Wowzers. A very, very low Peugeot 405 estate. Stunning TR5, Triumph TR5. Wowzers, 2.5 litre. The Sunbeam Tiger. Another Mark III Triumph GT6. Lovely. Here comes the mare. Lovely Bentley. Is that the S1? What a stunning car that is. Looks right at home here on the drive of Capesthorne Hall. The 124 series Mercedes there, that's the W124 Saloon this time.
Right, okay, so this is for...
Big old Ford pickup there, fleet side pickup. Fleet sides have these smooth sides to the rear pickup bed. The step sides have the very pronounced sort of rear wings, the separate rear wings usually. But that's the fleet side. It's on an F plate, so what's that, late 1967 or early 1968 registration. Super clean truck that. another Triumph GT6. This is a 1967 car. It's a Mark 1. Wow, there's several GT6s here today. I don't think I've seen this many in one place for quite a while. Super clean E21 Alpina 3 Series BMW. Cracking Ford Cortina Mk2. Still quite a few cars pouring in. A 1360 Herald convertible there, followed by a TR3A, a Mini Clubman, there's a lovely early Mini, a Morris Mini Minor SCX 135. Super clean car that is. Speedwell wheels. It's the first Rover P6 I think we've seen today, the TC twin carburettor car, facelifted. $2,500S, the carburetted version of the 2.5. Field is certainly filling up now. Quite a lot of latish cars here, but if you persist and you have a good look, there are still plenty of proper old cars here. I'm not sure where my youthful assistant has disappeared to, so I think we'll probably go and find him shortly, but just want to make sure I capture any footage of a few stragglers that are still pulling in. It's after 10 o'clock now, so most of the cars coming in and queuing in just over the way there are members of the public. This is a bit of an unusual car, Levin. I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm guessing it's a special import, but more than that, I really do not know. Let me know in the comments if you know more about this particular car, or if indeed it's your car, in which case you'll know everything about it, I imagine.
I knew that was cool. You're not funny.
Very clean Maestro. That one was also on the Weaver Wonder Classic Car Run just last weekend. The video on that one is already on the channel, and this one's appeared in a few videos. This Spanish built Alpine A110, Saw that one at Goresworth Hall. There's a video all about that one on the channel as well. That was a cracking do, that was. Wonderful setting. Rover P4 series. Fairly early example. Just after the Cyclops model. Still got the tail away, sort of where the boot lid trails away a little bit. Later cars had a much higher line to the boot area. MGB behind. I thought that was Dad for a minute. Little 2CV base car here. Very distinctive air-cooled sound there. Super clean Ford Anglia. Slightly wide steel wheels. Perfect. Now this Comma camper, we saw this one at Llandudno Transport Festival just a few weeks ago. And it featured in that particular video. Bit of the rat rod look going on there. The 911 Carrera behind that. Volvo 440, I think. Is that the 440 or the 460? The 460 CD. The distinctive whine of the Mini. Gearbox whine. An Escort Cosworth up there. Another debumpered early Spitfire, this one with the Ashley hardtop on it. I used to have one of those on mine for all of about 2 days, either twin pipe system and then the Ashley roof, but I found it used to draw in the fumes, so I soon took it off again. But it's great to see that one here today. You hardly ever see Spitfires, or indeed any car, with those fastback roofs on anymore. Superb old Toyota Land Cruiser next on an R registrations. What's that, late 1970s-ish or thereabouts? Alright, let's cut cross country and go and find some sustenance from the sandwich bag back at the MX5. All sorts of cars here today. I'll have a proper look around a little bit later. I'm trying to keep the mileage off my foot today, but we will have a quick scoot round and just see what interesting cars are parked up here at Capesthorne Hall. But yeah, there's a bit of everything here today. It's a 2-day event, this one. Today is Sunday and bank holiday Monday tomorrow. Should we have come tomorrow or should we have come today? Well, we thought we'll come today because we've got the Jaguars as the featured mark in front of the main hall. I do like old Jaguars. I mean, I like old Mercedes as well, but Jaguars in particular are a bit of a favourite of mine. Here we are, parked up next to the bright red MX5. The first two MX5s we had were exactly that colour. Many, many years ago. The first one went very, very rusty indeed. The second one was much better. I think that's Dad's old Morris Traveller just pulling in there. Fairly sure that's the same car. Yep, XLG 697E. Dad had that one for a few years, replaced the Morris Saloon. Of course now he's got the MGB GT, but that's the car that he had before. As I mentioned before, Jaguars are the featured mark here today at Capesthorne Hall, and many, many of the cars belonging to the local Jaguar Enthusiast Club have congregated here in front of the hall. Some are classic, some are slightly newer. Let's focus on the older cars as befits the old classic car channel. There's that Series 3 Daimler. Very, very nice. Another Series 3 XJ, the Jaguar this time. That's quite a late one on an E-plate. 1988, it's a V12, the XJ12. Many, many XKs. Let's keep going. There's the X308, the V8. And the Series 3 on the end here, on the C plate, 1985. Mostly fairly late Jaguars. Nice V8 XJR there though, you do like that. No Mark 2s here though. Got a Mark 9 I think on the end here. Flying the flag for older Jaguars. So a quick peek in through the window. Oof. Isn't that lovely? Column gear shift, automatic column gear change. Beautiful interior. Little picnic tables there. Ooh, beautiful car that is. Here's an E-Type 66 2+2. Good to see this one parked here. What a great setting. Right, let's go to the main classic car show field and see what cars are here. We saw some of them pulling up, but some were already here when we got in. We got here quite early, so let's go see what's over there. Oh, very nice Mark 2 Jaguar just pulling in. Wowzers, that's nice. The Morris 8 Series 1 4-seat Tourer. Have a quick scoot down here past the DB5 and the Lotus Cortina glistening in the sunshine. Series 1 E-Type Roadster. Ford Capri, a 1600 GT no less. Beautiful little black A35 we see at so many classic car shows during the season. TVR Chimera, SLK, MGB Roadster. Mighty Chevy, is this a Monte Carlo? There's that Maestro that came in before. TVR Griffith. The Mustang Fastback. The Jaguar XJS, the facelifted XJS. And the Lotus XL that we saw taking it very gingerly over the speed hump near the entrance. If you've seen the Gorsworth Hall video that I did only a few weeks ago, you might remember seeing this forward control, drop side pickup truck, and what a bobby dazzler that one is too. Isn't that fantastic? Usually you see these as camper vans, those are the only ones that really have survived in any numbers at all. But to see this pickup is a real treat. Next to that, the Mark II Triumph Saloon, MX5, Midnight Blue Triumph, Midget Mini, and a Mustang. There's that bonny little Triumph, the somewhat modified early Triumph Spitfire, I'm guessing, or a Mark III. It's on a 67 plate with Ashley hardtop. These are quite a complex shape. One of them shattered on my car. It was a particularly frosty night. I came out to it in the morning and the whole thing had shattered. It must be under a fair bit of strain because it sort of curves this way and all different ways. So Dad ended up getting a sheet of Perspex and made like a bit of a mould up out of a piece of metal and shoved it in the oven, and it came out pretty close. We popped that in and it did the job. But yeah, you don't see many with these Ashley hardtops on anymore. Next to Spitfire is this beautiful Hillman Minx drophead coupe. I ogled this one just, well, very recently at Cholmondeley Castle. What a rare car that is, and what a stylish little car as well. It's just lovely, this is. Isn't that just fantastic? So a quick scoot up here. Round arch midget. The Austin Healey Sprite Mark 1, the Frog Eye Sprite. Up here we've got a pair of Farinas. The Austin A60 Cambridge. Another one alongside it. If you've got any memories of any of the cars featured in this video, or indeed any of the others, please pop a note into the comments. It's always really interesting to read your thoughts about the memories of some of the cars and other vehicles that feature in these videos. Maybe you had a Rover P4, a Rover 100 like this one. This one registered in North Wales, EY, that's a North Wales registration. Got an XK8 there. Jaguar. There's that gorgeous Mark 2 we saw pulling in just a few minutes ago next to the Morris 8 Series 1. And on the end here, a Triumph TR3A. What a cracker this is, based on the Vauxhall Viva HC. This is pretty much the top of the tree, the Vauxhall Magnum 1800 automatic. 1977, totally original and unrestored, purchased in March 2023, with 6,500 miles on it from new. That's incredible.
You will be given your plaque for attending, and who knows, you might win a trophy.
Let's have a quick peer in through the window. Look at those old velour seats. It's like new in here. It's a proper time warp.
Open for judging and business.
What an incredible Survivor. Where's this one been all these years?
Well, I was then transferred to
This video probably won't be quite as long. Oh, that's nice, Thames 307E. This video won't be quite as long as some of the videos we do. I'm going to try and keep the mileage off my foot. It's giving me a bit of jip today, but we'll have a quick scoot round nonetheless and just see what we can find down here. Quite a gathering of Morris Thousands. Are there any Series 2s or LMs here today? I'm not quite sure. I don't think I've seen any split window Morris Minors coming in today, but you never know, there might be one hiding away here somewhere. Austin Healey. A Frog Eye Sprite, another one, this one time in powder blue as opposed to creamy white that we saw before. And the mighty Zodiac on the end here. There's a little belter on the end here, a Singer Chamois. Fastback version of the Singer Chamois. So a quick peer in the window of this one, of course based on the Hillman Imp. What a cracker that is. TR3A, there's that bright red GT6 and the Lotus Europa. The TR4A and the Fintail Mercedes on the 65 registration. MGTF, a little VDP 1300. This is a posh version of the Austin and Morris 1100. Is it the manual or is it the auto? I think most people spec these in automatic form. Yeah, it's got the automatic. You can just see the shifter on the floor there. So that's the single carb version. Manual cars had twin carburetors, and there's that beautiful Humber Super Snipe. What a belter that is. Probably in my top 3 of all the cars that are here today. Absolutely stunning 1950s saloon car. So a quick peer in through the window. Isn't that lovely? Nice old pull-up aerial as well. Under bonnet view now of this magnificent Humber 1953 4.1 litre straight 6 engine. So you've got spare lodge plugs on the side there, just on the inner wing.
That one I only made one, it was made out of the paper. How did you do it then? I took a picture of this.
So what a cracker that is, unrestored. Right, next to the beautiful Humber, we've got an equally beautiful Vauxhall Viva HA think that's the Deluxe. It's got the strips down the side. We've got a little frog eye Sprite here, the Sprite Mark 1. Slightly later Sprite. There's that Porsche 912, left-hand drive, 1967. On an E-registration. E-reg only ran from January to July of 1967. We've got a Series 2 XJ. A beautiful Jensen CV8 over here.
What?
That one car in show over at Weston Park only the other month. The mighty Rolls Royce, the vintage Rolls Royce. Good Lord, what a machine. That beautiful Vitesse convertible. And this matching pair of Ford Cortina Mk2 estate. Well, I say matching pair. This is a 4-door, but that one is a 2-door.
Great to see. Sure, there's far more out there than these.
What a great pair they are.
Not denigration in for joining us. Fair play.
I'll have a closer look at the tailgate on this 2-door car.
Taking the time to come up and participate.
I've never seen one with the Ford embossed in it before. I wonder what the story is with this. And like I said, when they were driving in, it's great to see them both with period sunroof, roof racks on as well. What a great pair. We've got the Mark II Ford console here, the console 375. I think these were referred to when they were new. You had the high lines, and then later they had a slightly lower roof line, if memory serves. Yeah. Beautiful car. This is. Like I said, we're going to prioritise the older cars here at Capesthorne Hall. There's a real mixture of cars, but this video will be 5 hours long if I feature every single car. So, you know, we do have to sort of try and keep things sensible. There's that Ford Model T we just got a glimpse of coming in before. There's that RX-7, the early RX-7, the rotary engine Mazda. That's a nice one. And just down here next to the little Unos is that fantastic little Singer 9 Saloon, 1933. What a cracking little pre-war car. Let's have a look at the information board. It's a third off the production line, 1932, registered 1933. Okay, next row, that fantastic Fleetside Ford, late 67, early 68 as I said, next to a Spitfire 1500, TR6, proper VW Cabriolet, left-hand drive, built by Carman, or rather converted by coach builders Carman. Beetle alongside that. There's that beautiful original 1958 Porsche 356 that we saw driving in before. And here, a Riley 1.5. Now, if only I had a bit more information to hand about the Riley 1.5. You'll be pleased to know that I have my trusty copy of I Spy Sports Cars to hand, and what car should feature in here but the Riley 1.5. There we go. There it is. So that's one of those. Bit of a breeze isn't helping. Right, Riley 1.5, a small saloon by BMC, based on the Wolseley 1500 but faster. Favoured by rally drivers. I spy the tiny but still the Riley shape grille, 4 doors and compact body and boot. So for that one you get a score of 15. The idea was you'd use this as a bit of a spotting guide and then tot up your score as you went along. And in fact, there's the Porsche alongside it. An interesting sports car from Germany with an air-cooled rear engine, a beetle-shaped nose with a small air vent on each side of it, a small motif on the bonnet, and air slats high up on the tail for cooling the engine. The Porsche has 3 kinds of engine and 3 types of body. Any of the engines fit any of the bodies, so there are really 9 different models. 2 are shown in the sketch, but count your score for any Porsche model. And for that car you get a whopping 25 points. So 25 for the Porsche and 15 for the Riley 1.5 alongside it. What a handy little book this is. That red Elvis we saw driving in before is indeed a TA14 next to this very rare Singer Vogue. There's the early Range Rover. Look at this mighty machine here. Mark IV Zodiac. Bonny little Fiat. Mark III Zodiac. R2 Mark 1, a two-tone example. Triumph Stag there, showing off its 3-litre V8. Or perhaps just letting it cool a little bit. Mini. What a bonny little sunbeam on the end here. It's absolutely immaculate. Something tells me there's modifications afoot with this 100E Prefect. Well, it says Prefect, which is a 4-door,
First and second.
but I can only see 2 doors on this one.
Massively oversubscribed.
So many modifications.
Class.
A Stingray over here. There's that lovely early P4 that we saw coming in.
Well done, sir.
Real quality car this is. Like I said, these early cars had a much lower line to the boot, the rear wings and the front wings. On these earlier cars they sort of wrap around a lot more. There's the later P4s, the wings sort of come out slightly straighter and you've got the lamps mounted on top.
Give my sympathies to Peter, my judge. It's harder when it's a small class. But remember, this is not a Concorde d'Elegance, it's not a Concorde d'État, it's a Concorde of what Peter, with a little bit of discussion with
Aaron Morris is here, Morris Miners,
nicest,
Midget,
strangest,
TR4A.
the most appealing car in each class. So the winner in our Kicks Replica and Custom class, who we will ask to come back at about 3:45.
There's that Dodge Victory 6, a 6-cylinder car.
Congratulations.
Almost 100 years old, this one. The Dodge 6. It's a little Triumph 1300, the Mustang. Austin Cooper, Mark 1. There's the MGB that I thought was Dad's at first when I saw it from a distance in Harvey's Gold. A white TR6. Not quite sure what's happening with this BMW X5. I'm not quite sure what you call this paint finish, but okay. MGB GT, the S1 Bentley on the end here, alongside another fantastic GT6. I do like that. Handley, we've got an information sheet here, 1967. Built between 66 and 68. There we go. Just under 2 litre, straight 6 engine, independent rear suspension. It could be a bit exciting if you lift off the throttle mid-corner. You could find yourself pointing in the opposite direction, but it's all about the fun. Yeah, love that. Valencia blue. A lot of support from the BMW car club here today. Another row, another line of interesting older cars, Minis, Escorts, a Golf GTI, one of the big bumper, slightly later Mark II Golf GTIs. It's a 5-door car.
Remember, we have a second and first in class, and we will launch the winner of each car. Take a look at the website and the listing when you get home, and see if you want to come and join us either here in July or August or elsewhere around the country. There are plenty of events.
Right, I'm not quite sure what we're looking at here. It started out obviously as a Rover P6, but it's looking a little different now. Pretty impressive wheels on that one, but what is it? What is that? Pretty wild looking car. Just look at the profile, the shape of the doors, just like a Mark 10 Jaguar.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit in my garage.
Which just leaves our winner.
Bonkers looking car, that is. However, compared to the car next to it, it's very sane. Very. Oh, what's going on here? A30 or A35? And it's got an Austin A14 Mark II dashboard in it. Got a Metro Turbo alongside our little MX5 here. Little bright yellow one, the red one. And up here, also with his headlamps popped up, there's a white Unos.
Filmed to the 31st of December 1959.
And a pair, well I say a pair, it's not, this is an MGB Roadster. Whereas on the end here we've got an MGC GT, Downton tuned perhaps, judging by the badge on the rocker cover there. Triple SUs, 3 litre straight 6. Oof, what a cracker that is. I was having a chat to the owner of this incredible car before. He's a follower of the old classic car channel here on YouTube, which is always great to hear. Yeah, what an incredible car in fantastic condition.
Hanging on for 1960.
Pair of classic Lotuses. I've got an Esprit here. The MGTF. Little Rover hatch. Is that the R8 series, I think? There's that debumpered Spitfire, a late Mark III. Well, I think it's a late one. It's got the late Mark III Spitfire badge on the back wing. The earlier Mark IIIs had like a bit of a script badge on the corner of the rear boot lid, and they're different. These have a much chunkier number plate light on them as well, these late Mark IIIs. Yeah, that definitely takes me back to messing around with old Triumphs back in the late 80s and the 1990s. Alongside that really nice little Reliant Scimitar Coupe. Right, let's carry on our stroll around the showground here. A Porsche, MGB, Mazda, and a very bonny little 2CV. Is it? This is super clean, isn't it? Nice hardtop on it as well. 2002. Yeah, lovely little car, this 2CV and Jaguar XJS. Many cars. We've got a Ford Escort, a 5-door Escort here.
Isn't it an Orion?
No, these are both Escorts. Well, these are, I haven't got the boot on these. There's a Volvo S40 and a TT. Super shiny TT. A TT Quattro, no less. A Rover 75 showing off its 16-valve twin-cam engine. Super clean under there. XJ, Granada, Rover, Chevette, Porsche 924, and that rally-prepared Delta Integrale on the end there.
A 1/3 chance of coming first or second and going home with the trophy.
Right, another row. There's that lovely little Ford pickup. What a cracker that is. And the Capri 1300. And a matching pair of Mark III Cortinas. Many goodies for sale in front of the Riley Kestrel. A trio of Escorts here, RS2000 and the Mark I. The RS2000 over there. Sierra Cosworth. The X300 showing off its straight 6, the AJ6 straight 6 engine. This engine was the replacement for the long-running XK unit that first featured in 1948 under the bonnet of the XK120, but this is the AJ6 engine. An E30 two-door.
Oh, good date, sometime.
Yeah.
MGB GT V8. Great alley wheels on this particular model. The MGF. Little mini Sprite, limited edition mini. Suzuki. Staffordshire registered, a Volvo V70, we used to have one of those. Mark II, the Lotus Elise, and there's that TVR Cerbera. longer wheelbase compared to sort of contemporary Griffiths, Chimeras, that kind of thing, and a fixed roof, which is quite unusual for a TVR. There's that Astra Estate we saw driving in before, super clean car. I bet many people watching this video remembers owning one of these. There can't be too many that this clean though. This is an LXI version. It actually badged up as Astra Belmont. Typically the Belmont was the booted version of the Vauxhall Astra. Alongside that we've got this replica rally car based on the Audi Quattro.
The red Jaguar.
Beautiful red Quattro alongside it. There's the Astra GTE. And the Cavalier alongside that. It's quite undulating ground here. There's that super clean E34 5 Series we've seen on quite a few occasions now. A large turnout of classic BMWs here actually. Got XR3i, the RS 2000 Mark 1 Escort here.
Is that a newer engine?
Yeah, yes, that's it's much later engine, isn't it?
A Concours d'Elegance was not all about. In reverse order, in second place in the 1960s is the Austin Healey 3000. But they've made the effort to come up, so they will get a plaque. And in piece of the judge's view, and it's hard to disagree, the winner of the class is the Ford Thunderbird. Mark 2, that's a Mark 2 Cortina.
Many Jaguars over here and a few Americans over there, which most of these I think we saw driving in before. Right. Let's carry on down here past this Series 1, a very late Series 1 E-Type Roadster. Let's go and find some of the older ones.
My dad had a
here, an XK140 fixed head. Oh, look at that.
And then my uncle turned up in one of these.
That should be in front of the main hall.
Far more interesting.
Has it got a Type C head on
A
it?
year later he turned up in an Ambassador.
According to the cam covers, that's a Type C or XK120C, the C-Type spec engine.
Vinyl roof, classic colour.
People who know their Jaguars will know better than me quite what spec of car we're looking at or engine we're looking at here.
Brilliant.
I think the wide angle heads had a wider gap between the cam covers there, so I'm not quite sure what spec this particular engine is, but either way it's beautifully turned out.
Doing it for the laps. If I may, I'm going to talk E-types now. I'll come round to through to 74.
Now one Jaguar I did want to have a look at, a slightly closer look at,
had to live in your garage.
was this Mark 1 over here, the 3.4 Saloon. What a fantastic car that is. Absolutely stunning. Is it a 2.4 or a 3.4? Yep, 3.4. Very, very similar at first glance to the Mark II, but this is the forerunner, the predecessor of the Mark I, as it was retrospectively called. When these were brought out, they were only known as the Jaguar 2.4 or the 3.4 Saloon. And when the Mark II came out, they were retrospectively referred to as the Mark Is. These were beautiful painted wires on it, the sporty bullet sort of type wing mirrors there. Thicker windscreen pillars compared to the Mark II. There's a Mark II there. If you look over there, there's a Daimler version over there, so you can see bigger windows, slimmer pillars at the front there and everything compared to the Mark I. This is beautiful. Slightly narrower rear track as well. The width of the rear axle was slightly less on the Mark Is. Made the tricking a little bit more tricky, the handling in extreme conditions, and it was in a car just like this that's world champion Mike Hawthorne met his end in. He wrapped it round a lamppost. So yeah, what a beautiful looking car that is. Absolutely lovely. This is probably my car of the show, this and the Humber. They're my two cars of the show. There you go. Introduced in 1955, Jaguar's first chassisless model, fitted with the 2.4. Oh, there you go. Sports saloons raced by Mike Hawthorne, Sterling Moss and Graham Hill amongst others, with much success.
I was saying earlier about the Mini, you can pretty much fix anything on a Ford of this era, can't you?
What a lovely car that is.
It's a good hobby, really. Yes, that sums it up. A great. This very year, 63 to 2023, and at the end.
Over here we've got a matching pair of drop-head coupe versions of the TR7. Well, judging by the badge on the front wing, this has got the V8 engine. Roof down on this green example alongside. How about this? The Renault 9. The Broadway limited edition, no less. It's a rare old beast this is. We spotted these parked up when we were driving around France towards the end of last year. If you've not seen that video yet, check out the road trip video we did. We spent a few days over in northern France looking around, driving around, seeing what interesting things we could find. Many cars were found, and also a couple of V1 launch sites which were just sat in the middle of fields, so that was all quite interesting. But yeah, we spotted one of these at the side of the road, so we had a quick emergency braking, turned around and went back to do a quick clip of it. But yeah, you don't see many of these here, especially in this country. Alongside the Land Cruiser we saw driving in before is this, the Toyota Crown Coupe, on an N registration, early 1970s. What an incredible car that is. You don't see these very often at all. Occasionally you might see a saloon or one of the huge estate car versions, but the coupe, wow, I mean that must be all virtually extinct. Wow, what a rare survivor that is. There's a little classic MG here, but just in case if I wasn't entirely sure what I was looking at, fortunately the old Ice Spice sports cars come to the rescue again, because here we have a write-up on the MGA, a model from the famous MG family. The sketch shows both the open two-seater and the fixed-head coupe models. Count your score for either. I spy the prominent nose with a sloping radiator, pesky wind, radiator grille, ventilated disc wheels and a sloping tail merging with the rear wings. There we go, and for that you get 20 points. Next to this MG RV8, this is this fantastic Buick we saw driving in before. What a car that is. And if it's a straight 8. Yeah, 1934 McLaughlin Buick Albemarle Series NA50, model 58, Victoria Coupe, Canadian built. The McLaughlin is the Canadian assembled Buick. There we go. The engine is a 4.3 litre straight 8, producing 88 horsepower. Wow. Look at that engine. But that cruises along very nicely indeed. Right hand drive. What an incredible car. There's just cars of all shapes and sizes here at Capesthorne Hall today, and that's the great thing about the classic car world. The cars, such a variety of cars. You might have vintage cars, classic cars, modern classics, and so on. So you can pretty much be sure that when you come to a large show like this, you'll find something that floats your boat. Maybe you like these old 1980s Renaults, another Renault 9 Broadway. I haven't seen one of these for years, and yet there's two of them here today. Wow. Again, like the other one we saw, super clean condition. Look at those manually, internally adjustable mirrors. There we go, there's a little thingy there. Alloy wheels as well. Bonnie little Spitfire 1500 here on a P registration, so that's a fairly early 1500. A Rover 3.5S, the P6, the V8 powered P6 with manual gearbox. Most of them are autos, but the S had the manual gearbox. The V8's had this extra grille under the front as well. We've got a Mark 1 Transit here, and this is the diesel with the sort of the sticky outy front, parrot nose I think they call it. Mark 2 Cortina 1600E. What have we got here? A real mixture here. Got a modern Toyota Cobra replica, and a 5-door Mark 3 Ford Escort 1984.
But when you go to the factory, you know why? Because it's all done.
I went down in September to watch this.
It's quite cool the fact we've got this sort of retro rod camper version and the pickup version of the Comma over on the other side of the display field here today. Let's have a quick look up here. Got a few more modern cars up here. We've got a Rover 600, XR3i Cabriolet, little Nissan Figaro. These were based on the Nissan Micra. 124 series saloon, and a gaggle of Rovers. Let's go and have a look at that Herald convertible, the 1360. There we go, on an F-Reg, late 67, early 1968. Those look like MX-5 seats to me. Great little convertible. Alongside this 2CV based special, we've got this, a patina laden Series 2 or Series 2A Land Rover. Good grief. Looks like it's not even had a wash since it's been dragged out from under a hedge somewhere. That's fantastic, isn't it? Proper oily ragger. Wants a bit of the boiled linseed oil pouring over it, just to help preserve the bulkhead. Just a little bit down at the bottom there, but that wouldn't take much to fix. Yeah, great stuff. As we discussed in a previous video only recently, somehow Land Rovers always seem to look better when they're well worked, well used in their original condition. A shiny Rover, a Land Rover, just doesn't seem right somehow. You may agree, you may not, but you know. Another Mazda Unos, Japanese market MX-5 Mark 1. The Delta Integrale. Oh, that's nice. Left-hand drive. I think they were all left-hand drive, these. BBR Turbo. Oof. Bet that goes well. The Range Rover, classic Range Rover. This one's a 4-door. We saw an earlier green 2-door before. Talking of green cars, the Leyland Princess on an S plate. This one. Do you remember owning one of these back in the day then? I remember these in our local British Leyland garage in the 1970s when I used to go in as an annoying youth cadging free brochures on all the British Leyland cars of the day, the Princess, the Morris Marina, the Minis, Maxis, Austin Allegros, all that kind of thing. But yeah, I remember these well. Right. Let's keep going and see what else we can spot over here. At first glance you think this was a Triumph Spitfire, but the hump on the bonnet makes you think maybe not all is original beneath the bonnet, and if we have a look, there is a straight 6 engine lurking under there, GT6 style. Now whether this is a Spitfire that's had a GT6 engine or similar shoehorned into it and a matching bonnet or not, or whether this is a GT6 onto which someone has put a Spitfire body tub, I'm not quite sure, but either way, 6-cylinder front and open top motoring if you wish it. That's just what you need. You'll have to excuse me folks, I've spotted a 99 Turbo, one of my poster cars of the 1970s. I need to go and have a close look at this. This is a 2-door 99 Turbo, forerunner, or rather built before the 900 Turbos, but this is a 2-door 99 Turbo. I think there were, let me think, there was 200 red, 200 black, and then 200 red were imported, or it could be the other way around, 200 black, 200 red, 200 black. I can't quite remember what the order was. But yeah, what a cracking car that is. That is absolutely fantastic. I do love a 99 Turbo. It's got the badge on the bonnet of the slightly earlier 99 Turbo, the 3 doors and the 5 doors. But that is super cool. On the Inca Alley wheels, that's the name of those. But yeah, that's fantastic. That is. I do like that a lot. Right, let's carry on. Mondeo, 3.5 litre Rover, P5B Coupe, 4-door coupe, lower roofline than the saloon, and twice the price usually. Very nice individual rear seats in the back of these. A few extra gauges compared to the saloons. Yeah, nice. Was it? Oh, there's a split screen Moggy Minor. I was going to say before, I haven't seen one here today, but here we go. Morris Minor Tourer split window Series 2 with the cheese grater. It's an early Series 2 with a cheese grater grille. And up here, Series 2 2+2 E-Type. Morris Minor 1000, a 2-door car there. Lovely shade of green. Got a high roof Escort. Midget 1500. And a couple of slightly later cars, including a Mazda RX-8. Over here we got a Marcos. I wonder if it's still got a Volvo engine, or is this a slightly later Ford engine car? A super clean and shiny RS Turbo here. Wow, that's in fantastic condition. By complete contrast, in front of the Escort, we've got this mighty Thunderbird.
The Speedo, wow.
Yeah, it's all pretty wild, that is, isn't it? I love all the rotating gauges. P4 Rover. This is one of the slightly later cars, like I was saying, with the slightly more squared off wings front and rear. Not too many of these around. At first glance you think it's one of the standard MG ZTs, the MG version of the Rover 75, but this has got the V8 engine in it, the Mustang engine. Totally reworked underneath. They didn't make many of these. It's a rare car.
Bawić.
There's that incredible little VW based Puma that we saw driving in before, complete with Sao Paulo plates on it. That's such a rare car, that is. Huge wheels on it. It's a properly rare car. The only time I've ever seen this is here was it last year, I think? Ferrari 328. The reason for me coming back over here was I just wanted to have another close look at these two Austin A60 Cambridges. What a great pair these are, and this is the sort of car that so many people can relate to, you know. These regular family cars of the 1960s, these are everywhere well into the 70s and the 1980s, but now you don't see very many of them at all. And looking at this one, the paintwork looks pretty original on this one too. It's got a slight dull sort of bloom to it, but it looks very, very original. Let's have a look here. An 860 Cambridge Deluxe Saloon finished in Dominican blue with Old English white stripe. Very nice. There's the history of it, so we'll have a quick look at that. There we go. Oh, great pair of these classic Farina design cars. Of course, the running gear is very similar to that on the previous Cambridges, the good old BMC B-Series engine. But the bodywork, the styling of these cars was by Pininfarina in Italy. First car he did for BMC was the A40, and then there were these. And if you think you've seen this shape before somewhere, think of the Peugeot 404, which was almost a carbon copy of the Cambridge and the Morris Oxford. I don't know which came first, whether it was the Peugeot or the BMC cars came first, I don't quite know off the top of my head. But the shape of the Peugeot 404 is so close, so similar to these great old Austin Cambridges. Look at this, an F-Reg Rover P6, the 2000 TC twin carb, 2 litre, and a nice early one with a tin front. I do like those. Quite an advanced car for the day. Very, very sharp looking car indeed. Pretty much every exterior panel I think unbolts. You can unbolt all the wings, which is unusual for a car this age because by then most cars had welded on wings and so on. So you can unbolt the wings. Oh look, there's the Lancaster.
Too big for a Spitfire, that.
I did read that the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight are in the area this weekend. I think they were doing a flyby over at Smallwood. Eh?
You think he'll come back round?
I don't think so. I think they're going back to Liverpool. I think they were based at Liverpool this weekend. But anyway, back to classic Rovers. All these panels unbolt. Even the roof can be unbolted, which makes it quite an unusual car. Very similar construction in many ways to the Citroen DS and the ID19 before that.
It's very elegant, isn't it?
Yeah, a classy car. Very classy car indeed. Very, very sharp looking car indeed. Of course, originally designed with gas turbine propulsion in mind. Rover went racing at Le Mans with a gas turbine powered car. They did have ideas of putting a gas turbine engine into road cars, but that never came to anything in the end, sadly. But that's what this was originally designed in mind.
So, I suppose you get people say,
You can't wear it.
Camaro here, Chevrolet Camaro. Fantastic bit of kit that is. 396 turbojet.
Thank you. See you.
What a stunning car that is. But the car I really wanted to make sure I didn't miss while we were wandering around the American Car Club section here at Capesthorne Hall is this magnificent Cadillac. What a car that is. That is probably one of my favourite eras of the classic American cars, sort of late 40s, early 1950s, before the big fins came in really. That is just incredible, such an impressive bit of kit. Just have a peek in through the window here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chad Wilson.
What a beautiful car that is. Alongside it, its much younger counterpart.
Machine in the world, is it? No, T160 was the last of the line. I think it's about 7,000 maybe, something like that. Most of it went to America, like this one. Just came back a few years ago. I bought it. Like a rocket.
Wasn't that a BSA?
And there was.
Also on our left-hand side we've got 45 Jags from the other regions, which are a little bit parted, so with a great extreme seats and a static special equipment. It's everything in between, it covers all the things. As a club,
Interesting little find in the auto jumble section, a new old stock chrome rear lamp for the Austin A40. Bargain. The Jaguar Mark 9 leaves the arena. Wonderful Jaguar XK engine.
What already was a good car ended up like a, and to be honest, the last wonderful. An XK.
Look at the overhang on the front.
XK ROB. Is the XK140 fixed then?
Thank you, perfect. Any the last pretty one. Yes. And full leather interior. I'm sure we have more than two.
Well, I think that probably rounds out our trip to Capesthorne Hall 2023, the first classic car show of the year here. So it's been a great day, great weather, great setting, fantastic cars. So anyway, I think that'll probably do for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Please check out some of the other videos that are also on the Old Classic Car channel, not forgetting Car Traction of course, and there'll be many more videos along very soon. So bye for now.